Good evening and welcome to Express News. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Let's go through the stories. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Qatar's Amir held delegation-level talks in New Delhi on Tuesday. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, India's Trade and Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal, among others, also attended the meeting. After the talks, Prime Minister Modi and Qatar's Amir witnessed an exchange of agreements on establishment of strategic partnership and on revised agreement for avoidance of double taxation and prevention of fiscal evasion with respect to taxes on income at Hyderabad House. Earlier, Qatar's Amir was accorded grand ceremonial welcome at Rashtrapati Bhavan, marking his second visit to the country since March of 2015. Prime Minister Modi warmly welcomed Qatar's Amir Sheikh Al Thani at Hyderabad House. The leaders held bilateral talks on diverse aspects. Briefing media on Qatar Amir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani's visit to India, MEA Secretary Arun Kumar Chatterjee informed that trade between India and Qatar is around $14.8 billion. Both sides are looking to double it in the next 5 years. MEA Secretary further said that both sides also agreed to explore possibility of free trade agreement in future. India's Trade and Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and his Qatari counterpart Sheikh Faisal bin Thani Al Thani attended the India-Qatar Joint Business Forum. India and Qatar signed two memorandum of understandings, including between Invest Qatar and Invest India, and between Qatari Businessmen Association, Confederation of Indian Industry. This will help further expand business ties between the two sides. Addressing the gathering, Piyush Goyal highlighted how India's business leadership can help create synergy between the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 and Qatar National Vision 2030 to bring greater prosperity to our people. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to Swami Ramakrishna Paramhansa on his Jayanti. In a post on X, Prime Minister said, on behalf of all the countrymen, heartfelt salutations to Swami Ramakrishna Paramhansa ji on his birth anniversary. In the final episode of Pariksha Pe Charcha, toppers from UPSC, CSC, IIT JEE, CLAT, CBSC, NDA and ICSC exams shared their success stories and valuable insights. India's Home Minister Amit Shah held a review meeting on the implementation of new criminal laws in Jammu and Kashmir in New Delhi. J&K Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, Chief Minister Omar Abdullah and others were present in the meeting. Minister of State for Electronics and IT, Jitin Prasad today launched the Digital Brand Identity Manual, the first CIO Conference 2025 in New Delhi today. The DBIM will provide comprehensive guidelines for the standardization of visual, textual and user experience elements across government digital platforms. The minister highlighted that this marks a key step in India's digital transformation. Other top officials of the Electronics and IT Ministry and National Informatics Centre were also in attendance. Budget session of the northern state of Uttar Pradesh State Assembly began today with Governor Anandiben Patel's address. Security has been enhanced outside the State Assembly. The Uttar Pradesh government, led by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, will present the budget for the next financial year 2025-26 on February 20th. The Assembly is likely to have 11 sittings and continue till March 5th. Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar has been appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner of India with effect from Wednesday. He is the first Chief Election Commissioner to be appointed under new law on appointment of the members of the Election Commission. 54th National Exports Awards in the national capital saw 120 awards across export and quality champions. The honour in the engineering world honoured the companies and people behind India's stupendous export journey of the year. The EEPC is into its 70 years of serving India with a membership base of around 9,500. The event saw a modern website and a mobile app of EEPC launched by the Union Minister. Indian equity indices ended marginally lower on Tuesday. At close, the Sensex was down 29.47 points or 0.04% at 75,967.39. Nifty was down 14.20 points or 0.06% at 22,945.30. Indian rupee ended 7 paise lower at 86.94 per dollar on Tuesday versus Monday's close of 86.87. Gold futures maturing on April 4th were priced at 85,480 rupees per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for March 5th's maturity stood at rupees 96,028 per kg on the MCX. India's export performance is showcasing impressive growth and resilience. In January 2025, the country's total exports surged to $74.97 billion, marking a significant increase from the previous year. Brent crude oil prices advanced on Tuesday, adding to gains in the previous session after a drone attack on an oil pipeline pumping station in Russia reduced flows from Kazakhstan, but gains were capped on the prospects of supply rising soon. Brent crude futures gained 15% to 75.37 per barrel dollar. US West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 67 cents from Friday's close at $71.41 a barrel. Australia's central bank cut interest rates on Tuesday for the first time since the depths of the 2020 pandemic, saying progress had been made on inflation, though it was still cautious about prospects of further policy easing. Australian Treasurer Jim Chalmers said that the country's central bank decision to cut interest rates showed the worst of the country's inflation challenges were over. The US and Russia's top officials met today in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for talks aiming at ending the Ukraine conflict. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov led the Russian delegation in the meeting with US officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, White House National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff. Ukraine, which is not attending the Riyadh talks, earlier said no peace deal can be made on its behalf. Ahead of the talks between Russian and US officials, the Russian government released a US citizen, scallop buyer Wayne, detained on charges of possession of a small amount of marijuana. French President Emmanuel Macron hosted the leaders of the European Union alongside top EU representatives and NATO Secretary General in the French capital on Monday. Leaders in Paris weighed measures including ramping up defense spending to be less dependent on the US. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Turkey to meet Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan. He was accompanied by Ukraine's First Lady, Olena Zelenska. After arrival, Zelensky, along with other officials, commemorated Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder of the first president of the Turkish Republic. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said on Tuesday that the issue of Ukraine's accession to the European Union was its sovereign right and that Russia did not intend to dictate to Kiev. Answering media queries, Kremlin spokesperson further said Russian-US negotiations in Saudi Arabia might provide more clarity on the possible meeting between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. President of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen welcomed the US Special Envoy for Ukraine and Russia, Keith Kellogg, at the Commission's headquarters in Brussels. The EU chief told US Envoy Keith Kellogg on Tuesday that Europe wants to work with Washington for peace in Ukraine and is ready to do more to arm Kiev. US Secretary of State Rubio met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and discussed proposals for Palestinian residents to be resettled in other Arab nations and for the US to lead reconstruction of the enclave. Egypt and Jordan have reiterated support for a two-state solution, calling for an independent Palestinian state. Israel is set to begin negotiations on the second phase of Gaza ceasefire deal, which includes the exchange of remaining Israeli hostages for Palestinian detainees. Talks for this phase were expected to begin before the first phase ends on March 2nd, but Qatar has confirmed that negotiations have not officially started. North Korea vowed on Tuesday to bolster its nuclear force and condemned a statement on its complete denuclearization. North Korea's foreign ministry said the country's nuclear program is for its self-defense, defending its peace and sovereignty. In Canada, a Delta Airlines regional jet was flipped upside down after landing at Toronto Pearson International Airport. The plane, operated by Delta's Endeavour Air subsidiary, was carrying 80 passengers and crew from Minneapolis and Paul. Despite the plane being overturned, all 80 people on board survived the crash. Sudanese paramilitaries have killed more than 200 people, including women and children, in a three-day assault on villages in country's south, a lawyer group monitoring the war informed on Tuesday. It added that rapid security forces carried out executions, kidnappings, and forced disappearances and property looting during the assaults on Saturday, which has also left hundreds injured or missing. And we're heading for a short break. There's more coming up.
This week on Defence Dynamics, India navigates high-stakes global defence deals. Modi's France visit unlocks strategic technology, so what is it for India's fighter jets? Trump offers F-35 stealth fighters. Are they the game changer or geopolitical dilemma? The world leaders debate AI weapons. Can the regulations keep the lethal innovation in check? And India's Raksha Kavach, how it fortifies national security against modern threats. Catch it all this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Let's move on to the other stories. People in Delhi woke up to a gloomy morning on Tuesday, even as minimum temperatures rose slightly to 13.2 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees above normal. The Met Department said a western disturbance is influencing the region, leading to partially cloudy skies, and has forecast isolated drizzles for the national capital in Delhi till Thursday. The Met Department has issued a heavy rainfall warning for 13 states due to cyclonic circulation over the Bay of Bengal. The weather system is expected to bring thunderstorms, lightning, and heavy rainfall, particularly in northeast India. Apart from the cyclonic circulation, a western disturbance is affecting northern and western India. Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, and Muzaffarabad will receive light rain and snowfall with thunderstorms and lightning on Wednesday and Thursday. Japan's government approved new targets to cut the country's greenhouse gas emissions through 2040, alongside a revised energy plan and an updated industrial policy for the same period. Under the new climate policy, Japan aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 60% from 2013 levels by 2035 and by 73% by 2040, extending its 2030 goal of a 46% cut. At least 12 people have died as torrential downpours over the weekend drenched parts of the southeastern US, submerging roads and houses. The rapid influx of rain caused river levels to rise quickly and trapped vehicles in a feet of water. Images posted online show hundreds of roads were closed. The heat wave struck Rio de Janeiro less than 2 weeks before the world-famous festival, impacting construction workers currently assembling the festival's installations and raising concerns about the smooth running of the events. Rio de Janeiro reached a record heat level of 44 degrees Celsius on Monday, triggering Heat 4 alert for the first time and are expected to persist for at least 3 days. Taj Mahotsav, one of the most eagerly awaited festival, begins from Tuesday at Shilpgram near the eastern gate of Taj Mahal. The 10 days long Taj Mahotsav is a vibrant platform that gives information of India, where you can find rich arts, crafts, cultures, cuisine, dance and music. The picturesque town of Nagaon in Assam recently hosted the much-awaited Simolu Festival, a 2-day event that celebrates breathtaking beauty of the Bombat Siba flowers, also known as silk cotton tree, attracts both locals and tourists. Gold coin withdrawal ATM in Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh becomes a major attraction at the International Temples Convention and Expo. The Thai government invited one of the most influential supermodels, Naomi Campbell, to be the Thai fashion and Thai modeling consultant under their soft power policy. The aim of Thai government is to boost the Thai fashion industry and Thai models on international stage. The fire jumping festival of Dao ethnic group was held at Lao Cai province of Vietnam. The festival attracted many tourists, with highlight being the incredible bravery of young Dao men who crossed fire with bare feet. For the Red Dao people, Fire Jumping Festival is both a New Year celebration and a tribute to their men's strength and courage. Demand for pet sitting and boarding services surged in Shanghai during the recent Spring Festival holiday, reflecting the growing pet care market in the city. According to the 2025 China Pet Industry White Paper, the number of pet-owning households in urban China reached 76.89 million in 2024, with the cat and dog population exceeding 120 million. In Turkey's southeastern province of Bitlis, thousands of people gathered to celebrate a snow festival despite harsh winter conditions. The festivities kicked off at night with torch-lit skiing and bonfires, creating a magical atmosphere throughout the day. Attendees danced to traditional songs and children enjoyed sledging and snowball fights. Saturday Night Live, the popular American sketch comedy show, marked its 50th anniversary with black tie celebration in New York. A collection of past celebrity hosts, including Kim Kardashian, Miley Cyrus, Paul Rudd, also joined this anniversary celebrations, marking their respect for the platform that has been instrumental in shaping American comedy for 5 decades. Olympic ice dancing champion Gabriele Papadakis from France and Madison Hibel from the US will perform together during Art on Ice Gala in several cities in Switzerland, hoping their all-female pairing will help break down gender stereotypes and open the way for same-sex couples to compete. The pair performed for the first time in Hallstadion Arena in Zurich. The show will move to Freiburg and to Davos after that. Argentine criminal clerk and former rugby player Eduardo Coco Rodrigo wanted to find a way to help inmates rehabilitate and stay out of jail once released, so he combined his two passions, the law and his knowledge of the sport. Rodrigo, who also founded a women's prison rugby team and later the Espartanos Foundation, discovered that control, aggression and team-focused nature of rugby helped reduce the levels of violence in prison after matches. K-pop groups aespa and NCT 127 have been added to the star-studded lineup of artists to perform at the Swamtown Live 2025 concert in London on 28 June. And ticket pre-sale for this program concert will start on February 24th with general sales beginning on February 27th. Actor Antonio Banderas and musician activist Bob Geloff were among the high-profile personalities in attendance at the Cinema for Peace Gala event in Berlin. The Cinema for Peace Gala, organized on the sidelines of the annual Berlin Film Festival, is an event aimed at raising awareness and support various humanitarian and environmental causes. Chinese filmmaker Wei Wan-shu led the cast of a new movie, Girls on Wire, on the Berlin Film Festival red carpet for the drama thriller's world premiere. Girls on Wire is one of the 19 films vying for the festival's Golden Bear top prize. German director Friedrich Hampelek presented his new film, What Mariala Knows, at the Berlinale. The International Film Festival entered its second week. Let's turn to sports. Pakistan is set to host the first major cricket tournament in nearly 3 decades as the Champions Trophy kicks off on February 19th. The 9th edition of the Champions Trophy will feature 8 teams. Defending champions Pakistan is the host, while India's matches will be played in Dubai. Host and defending champions Pakistan will face New Zealand in the opening match of the tournament on Wednesday. New Zealand fast bowler Lockie Ferguson has been ruled out of the Champions Trophy with a foot injury. All-rounder Kyle Jamieson has been called up as Ferguson replacement in the New Zealand squad. The Indian Olympic Association's Athletes Commission chairperson and boxing legend Mary Kom has denied reports that she has resigned from her position. Serbian tennis star Djokovic said that many players have lost faith in the World Anti-Doping Agency after Yannick Sinner was given just 3 months ban for doping. Djokovic further said that there is a widespread feeling in the tennis fraternity that favoritism was being shown to the big stars. World number 14 Mira Andreeva had a comfortable 6-2, 6-1 victory over Elina Amtsian of Armenia in the first round of the Dubai Tennis Championships. American Peyton Stearns came out on top of a hard-fought match against Ons Jabeur of Tunisia. Stearns won 7-6, 6-4 at the Dubai Tennis Championship. Celtic will face German club Bayern Munich in the second leg of the Champions League playoff match, needing to overturn a 2-1 deficit. In UEFA Champions League, AC Milan will host Feyenoord as they clash in the second leg of the Champions League playoff match on Tuesday night. Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham will be afresh for the Champions League second leg clash with Manchester City, with Real Madrid holding a 3-2 lead. Borussia Dortmund are well placed to book a place in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 as they hold 3-0 lead against Sporting Lisbon. And striker Robert Lewandowski scored a penalty to give Barcelona a hard-fought 1-0 win over Rayo Vallecano. It moved into the top of the La Liga standings. With that, we conclude this edition of Express News. Namaskar.